Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we continue to read from Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 11, the universal form. Text 4. Manyase yadi takchakyam
Manyase yadi takchakyam
maya drashtum iti prabho
maya drastam iti prabhu
yogeshwar tato me tvam
Yogeshwar tato me tvam
darshayatmanam avyayam.
darsayatma avyam.
So, you'll read?
Translation. If you think that I am able to behold your cosmic form, O my Lord, O Master of all mystic power, then kindly show me that unlimited, a universal self. Purport. It is said that one can neither see, hear, understand, nor perceive the Supreme Lord, Krishna, by the material senses. But if one is engaged in loving transcendental service to the Lord from the beginning, then one can see the Lord by revelation. Every living entity is only a spiritual spark. Therefore, it is not possible to see or to understand the Supreme Lord. Arjuna, as a devotee, does not depend on his speculative strength. Rather, he admits his limitation as a living entity and acknowledges Krishna's. Krishna Krishna in estimable position, Arjuna would understand that for a living entity, it is not possible to understand the unlimited infinity. If the infinity reveals himself, then it is possible to understand the nature of the infinite by the grace of the infinite. The word Yogeshwara is also very significant here because the Lord has inconceivable power. If he likes, he can reveal himself by his grace, although he is unlimited. Therefore, Arjuna pleads for the inconceivable grace of Krishna. He does not give Krishna orders. Krishna is not obliged to reveal himself unless one surrenders fully in Krishna consciousness and engage in devotional service. Thus, it is not possible for persons who depend on the strength of their mental speculations to see Krishna.
So, how can we be able to see Krishna? You know, many people say, oh, I want to see God, show me God. But do we have the qualification to see God? Do we have the eyes to see God? God is not material. You know, with our material eyes, how can we see the spiritual? God is transcendental. So but Krishna says, Bhaktya mam abhijanat. By devotion, one can know me. Krishna says that. Lord Brahma says, Premanjana Churito Bhakti Vilochanena. That when we anoint our eyes with the salve of love, then we can see Krishna. You know, we like to put makeup in our eyes. So Lord Brahma is saying, when we put this ointment of love for Krishna in our eyes, then we will be able to see him. Otherwise, it's not possible to see God. We may think, okay, I'm going to sit down here and by my mind, I'm going to think and think and think about God and I'll be able to understand him. No, we won't be able to. Why? Because our mind is material, cannot capture the spiritual. But by devotional service, we can. Devotional service begins by hearing about Krishna from Bhagavad Gita, from Bhagavatam, chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And Krishna says that when one is in full devotion with me, then he reveals himself. That also out of his own kindness. We cannot order Krishna, Krishna, show me who you are. Here, Arjuna is saying, kindly show me that universal self, unlimited universal self. Arjuna wants to see the universal form of Krishna. He's calling Yogeshwar, he's calling Krishna Yogeshwar, master of all the yogis. There are so many yogis, they have some power, they can show us some magic, and we get very much attracted or get bewildered by such magic. They can make something appear in the air or create, so, give us, like, create something, give it to us. But Lord Krishna, he's the master of all mystics. He's created the entire universe. So many millions of planets are floating in the air by his grace. So Krishna, he's not obliged to reveal himself unless one surrenders fully in Krishna consciousness and engages in devotional service. Because the devotee loves Krishna, then Krishna, out of his love, reveals himself to the devotee. So it's a loving relationship between Krishna and the devotee. It's not a relationship of force or manipulation. No, out of love. Is that okay?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay. Shri Bhagwan Uvacha
Shri Bhagwan Uvacha
Pashya me Partha Rupani
Pasya me Partha Rupani
Shatashodha Sahasrasam
Satashosha Sahaswara
Nana Vidhani Divyani
Nana Vidhyani Divyani
Nana Varna Kirtini cha.
Nana Varna Kirtini cha. Translation. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, My dear Arjuna, O son of Pratha, see how now my opulences, hundreds of thousands of varied, divine and multicultural forms. Purport. Arjuna wanted to see Krishna in his universal form, which, although a translation form, is just manifested for the cosmic manifestation and is therefore subject to the temporary time of this material nature. As the material nature is manifested and not manifested, similarly, this universal form of Krishna is manifested and non-manifested. It is not eternally situated in the spiritual sky like Krishna's other form, as far as a devotee is concerned. He is not eager to see the universal form, but because Arjuna wanted to see Krishna in this way, Krishna reveals this form. This universal form is not possible to be seen by any ordinary man. Krishna must give one the power to see it.
So Krishna was standing in his original form, two-armed form, you know. Then Krishna told Arjuna, everything is coming from me. This material energy is my energy. So then Arjuna showing him, then, my dear Krishna, you show me that how you are creating this universe. Show me that how this universe belongs to you, that you are the creator. Show me your cosmic form, the universal form. That is the universal form. So this universal form of Krishna, it is transcendental, but it's not eternal. It's not there in the spiritual world. Why? Because there is no need of this universal form in the spiritual world. And it's only here that we are trying to see the universal form with the different planets. Like Bhagavatam explains in detail how the lower planets are the feet of the universal form. Then the middle planetary systems are his waist, and then the higher planetary systems are the head. How the Brahmanas are the face of the Lord, the Kshatriyas are the arms, the Vaishyas are the abdomen, and the Shudras are the thighs. How everything is included in the universal form. All the demigods, all the living entities, all the planets, everything is there in the universal form. So by this, Krishna shows that everything is included in him. There's no one planet which goes missing or that he is not inside the universal form, or that it does not belong to Krishna, or there's no one living entity goes missing. No, everything is there. So the devotee, of course, he does not want to see the universal form. Universal form is very ferocious. Imagine you're seeing so many, we're going to hear about it now. A devotee wants to see always Krishna in Shyam Sundar form. Shyam Sundar form is transcendental form, is not material. It's not that Krishna's body is made up of this, like how our body is right now made of bile, mucus, blood. No, Krishna's body is transcendental, Sat Chit Ananda. Just as the soul is Satchid Ananda. Why the soul is Satchid Ananda? Because Krishna is Satchid Ananda. And we are part and parcel of Krishna. So, of course, universal form, Krishna gives the ability to Arjuna, gives him the suitable eyes to see it. Okay. Pashyadityan Vasunrudran.
Vashyan Vasun Rudran.
Ashvinau Marutastatha.
Ashvino Martastata.
Bahuni Adrishta Purvani.
Bahuni Adrasta Purvani.
Pasyacharyani Bharata.
Pasya Charyani Bharata. Translation. O best of the Bharatas, see here the different manifestations of Adatyas, Vasus, Rudras, Aswini Kumaras, and all the other demigods. Behold the many wonderful things which no one has ever seen or heard of before. Even though Arjuna was a personal friend of Krishna and the most advanced of learned men, it was still not possible for him to know everything about Krishna. Here it is stated that humans have neither heard nor known of all these forms and manifestations. Now Krishna reveals these wonderful forms.
So, in the universal form, Arjuna is able to see the different, like the Rudras are there, the Adityas, so the different types of demigods, the Vasus, everyone. Arjuna is able to see. There are 33 crore demigods. So in one place, imagine you can see them. And now we are going to hear of more things. If we see 1,000 people, 2,000 people, 5,000 people at one time, how it will happen. Now the demigods themselves are 33 crore. And Arjuna is able to see all of them. Ihekastam jagat kritsnam.
Eka Astam Jagat Krishna.
Pasyadyasa characharam.
Pasyada Characharam.
Mama dehe gudakesha.
Mama Dehe Gudakesa.
Yakchanya drashtum ichchasi.
Yakchana Distam Ichasi. Translation. O Arjuna, whatever you wish to see, behold at once in this body of mine. This universal form can show you whatever you now desire to see and whatever you may want to see in the future. Everything moving and non-moving is here, completely in one place. Purport. No one can see the entire universe while sitting in one place. Even the most advanced scientists cannot see what is going on in other parts of the universe. But a devotee like Arjuna can see everything that exists in any part of the universe. Krishna gives him the power to see anything he wants to see, past, present, and future. Thus, by the mercy of Krishna, Arjuna is able to see everything.
Yeah, how much can we see at one time, I mean, our vision, how many things can we see at one time? We can't see all the universe. There's so many millions and millions of planets. How can we see them all at once? But here, Krishna is showing him. It's like Arjuna called Krishna Yogeshwar. You know, Krishna is the master of all mystics. He's not ordinary mystic. The ordinary mystics are getting their powers from Krishna. Krishna is the master of all mystics. And of course, Krishna has given Arjuna the mercy so Arjuna can see all this. Because for a living entity, it's not possible to see. But by the mercy of Krishna, the living entity can do many things. Like a child, he wants to take something from a high cupboard. He can't do it by himself. But with the help of the father, the child can easily get that thing. Similarly, we living entities, we are parts and parcel of Krishna. When we take shelter of Krishna, then Krishna helps us. When we surrender to Krishna, Krishna reveals himself to us. The inconceivable becomes conceivable. Krishna is always inconceivable, but at least to the degree that he reveals himself to us, we can understand him. Na tu mam yase drashtum.
Na tu mam sase drastam.
Anne neva swachakshusha.
Anne neva sachas chakshva.
Divyam dadami te chakshu.
Divyam datami te chakshu.
Pashya me yogam aishwaram.
Paseya me yogam esavaram. Translation. But you cannot see me with your present eyes. Therefore, I give you his divine eyes. Give you divine eyes. Behold my mystic opulence. Purport. A pure devotee does not like to see Krishna in any form except his form with his two hands. A devotee must see his universal form by his grace, not with the mind, but with spiritual eyes. To see the universal form of Krishna, Arjuna is told not to change his mind, but his vision. The universal form of Krishna is not very important. That will be clear in subsequent verses. Yet, because Krishna wanted to see it,
Arjuna.
but yet because Arjuna wanted to see it, the Lord gives him the particular vision required to see that universal form. Devotees who are correctly situated in a transcendental relationship with Krishna are attracted by loving features, not by a godless display of opulence. The playmate of Krishna, the friends of Krishna, and the parents of Krishna never want Krishna to show his opulences. They were so immersed in pure love that they do not even know that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In their loving exchange, they forget that Krishna is the Supreme Lord. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is stated that the boys who play with Krishna are all highly pious souls, and other many births they are able to play with Krishna. Such boys do not know that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They take him as a personal friend. Therefore, Sukadeva Goswami recites this verse. This I won't be able to. Itiham, itiham,
Read. Yeah, please. Try.
itiham satam brahma sukhanyu bhutya dasyam gatanam para daivatena maya shritanam nara darakene sakham vijaru krata punya punja. Here is the Supreme Person who is considered the impersonal Brahman by great sages, the Supreme Personality of Godhead by devotees, and a product of material nature by ordinary men. Now these boys who have performed many pious activities in their past lives are playing with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The fact is that the devotee is not concerned with seeing the Visvarupa, the universal form, but Arjuna wanted to see it to substantiate Krishna's statement so that in the future people would understand that Krishna not only theoretically or philosophically presented himself as the supreme, but actually presented himself as such to Arjuna. Arjuna must confirm this because Arjuna is the beginning of the Parampara system. Those who are actually interested in understanding the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, and who follow in the footsteps of Arjuna should understand that Krishna not only theoretically presented himself as the Supreme, but actually revealed himself as the Supreme. The Lord gave Arjuna the necessary power to see his universal form because he knew that Arjuna did not particularly want to see it, as we have already explained.
So Krishna is saying, I'm giving you this eyes, this vision to be able to see the universal form, because we heard in the last verse that with our ordinary this eyes which we have right now, we can't see it can't see the universal form. So then someone may pose as a incarnation of Krishna, and we may ask them, my dear sir, kindly show me your universal form. Then he may reply, but you don't have the eyes to see him. But he should have the power to give us that eyes to see him, as just as Krishna is giving this vision to Arjuna. Arjuna does not have the power. So, but Krishna is giving him this to see the universal form. So Krishna not only is saying theoretically and philosophically that he is God, that he is the one who's created the universe, that he is the controller, he's this behind this universal energy, that this energy belongs to him. He's actually showing it practically. He's showing it to Arjuna, how he is all the things what he's claiming to be. Of course, a devotee. Now, a devotee, he has loving relationship with Krishna. He wants to see Krishna, two arms, playing the flute, playing with the friends. That's how a devotee wants to see Krishna. But it doesn't mean that the universal form does not belong to Krishna. So we can see that, there's a president. In the office, he has to wear his suit coat. He has to solve so many problems, and he's talking to so many different people at one time, and there's so much. Sometimes there may be stress in the air, some tension which he needs to dissipate. But at home, he's relaxed. He's playing, joking, eating, so his family members who love him, they want to see him like that. His wife, his children, his mother, his father want to see him relaxed. Not that, oh, he's there in the office, he's stressed and he's trying to solve. Well, Krishna is never stressed, but a president may be stressed. But anyway, the idea is that when we love someone, we want to have this, relaxed, loving relationship, the loving atmosphere with them. So the devotees who love Krishna, they want to see him in his two-armed form, playing the flute, playing with the cows, the peacocks, with the cowherd boys. Yeah. So that's what the devotee wants to see. And then Prabhupada is mentioning here that we see the universal form not with the mind, not that we imagine it, because of our imagination, we can imagine anything. But then that's just an imagination. It's just a speculation. It doesn't make it the truth. Here, Krishna is giving the special eyes to Arjuna to be able to see the form. So, in Bhagavatam, Sukadev Goswami is saying, because when the part is come, where Sukadev Goswami is reciting the Braj Leela to Parikshit Maharaj about the cowherd boys and how they are playing together. So Sukadev Goswami is saying, that this Krishna who's playing like an ordinary boy, some people may think, because we are so material, we see everything so material, we think this boy who's playing with the gopas, who's playing with the cows, who's playing running around in the fields, he's just material. That is, leelas are material. But those who are transcendentalists, there are two types of transcendentalists. Those who are transcendentalists, one type who are the impersonal, they understand him to be the supreme Brahman. The Brahmavadis, the great sages, they understand that this boy who's appearing like a small boy is not material, but he is the supreme Brahman. And of course, the devotees see him as Bhagavan, the supreme personality of Godhead. So because we have our material vision, we see Krishna as material, we see his leelas as material. But those who are the sages, they understand that he is this Brahman. And those who are the pure devotees understand that he is the supreme personality of Godhead. So, yeah, we've kind of covered the purport. Going on to the next one. Any comments or questions? Okay. Haribol? No? Okay, then reading on. Okay. Sanjay Vacha.
Sanjay Uvacha.
Evam uktva tato rajan.
Evam Utva Tato Rajan.
Mahayogeshwaro Hari.
Mahayogeshwara Hare.
Darshayam asa parthaya.
Dasyam Asa Pathaya.
Param rupam Eshwaram.
Param Rupam Eshwaram. Translation. Sanjaya said, O king, having spoken thus, the supreme lord of all mystic power, the personality of Godhead, displayed his universal form to Arjuna.
Going on. Oh, I got stuck. Okay. Aneka Vaktra Nayanam.
Aneka Vaktranayanam.
Anekadbhuta Darshanam.
Aneka Bhutata Darshanam.
Aneka Divya Bharanam.
Aneka Devya Bharanam.
Divyaneko Dayat Yudham.
Divyaneko Daya Tudam.
Divya Malyambaradharam.
Divya Malyambaram.
Divya Gandha Nu Lepanam.
Divya Gandhanu Lepanam.
Sarvascharya Mayam Devam.
Sarvascharya Mayam Devam.
Anantam Vishvatomukham.
Ananta Visvatomukham. Translation. Arjuna saw in that universal form unlimited mouths, unlimited eyes, unlimited wonderful visions. The form was decorated with many celestial ornaments and bore many divine upraised weapons. He wore celestial garlands and garments, and many divine scents were smeared over his body. All was wondrous, brilliant, unlimited, all expanding. Purport. In these two verses, the repeated use of the word many indicates that there was no limit to the number of hands, mouths, legs, and other manifestations Arjuna was seeing. These manifestations were distributed throughout the universe. But by the grace of the Lord Arjuna, could see them while sitting in one place. That was due to the inconceivable potency of Krishna.
Krishna's potencies are unlimited and they are inconceivable. We cannot imagine what Krishna can do. Krishna is not subject to our limited thinking, although our minds are very fertile, very imaginative, but Krishna is beyond that. He's unlimited. It's inconceivable. He can do things we can't even think of. So he's showing him unlimited mouths, eyes, unlimited. Huh? How many can we see at one time? But because this special vision that Krishna has given Arjuna, Arjuna is seeing that unlimited mouths, this unlimited eyes, so many, everything he's seeing, and he's seeing this form has ornamented ornaments, and these are celestial ornaments, not ordinary. We have this ordinary gold or whatever ornaments that we wear, but Krishna is celestial ornaments he's wearing. The universal form is wearing. He has many weapons, celestial garlands. We have flowers, we make garlands, but the universal form is wearing celestial garlands, which are there on the higher planets. And secret, it's a divine sense. There's so many scents. Everything is unlimited, wondrous, and all expanding. Divi Surya Sahasrasya
Divi Surya Sahasrasya
Bhavet Yugapad Utthita
Bhaved Yugabad Uttita.
Uttita
Yadi Bhasadrishi Sasya
Yadi Baha Sadri Sahasayad
Bhasastasya Mahatmana.
Bhasas Tasya Mahatmana. Translation. If hundreds of thousands of suns were to rise at once into the sky, their radiance might resemble the effulgence of Supreme Person in the universal form. Purport. What Arjuna saw was indescribable. Yet Sanjaya is trying to give a mental picture of that great revelation to Dhritarashtra. Neither Sanjaya nor Dhritarashtra was present, but Sanjaya, by the grace of Vyasa, could see whatever happened. Thus, he now compares the situation as far as it can be understood to an imaginable phenomenon. Thousands of suns.
Like we can, something that we can imagine. Okay, we know there's one sun. So Sanjaya is saying, okay, there's like thousands of suns, hundreds and thousands of suns. He's trying to make Dhritarashtra understand what he's seeing. Because Dhritarashtra is not there on the battlefield. Sanjaya got this vision from Vyasadeva to narrate what's happening on the battlefield. So now Sanjaya has to narrate what he's seeing. Sanjaya is able to see this universal form. So he's trying to narrate to Dhritarashtra about this universal form. Tatrekastham jagat kritsnam
Tatrekastam Jagat Krishnam
pravibhaktam anekadha
Ravi Bhaktam Anekada
apashya deva devasya
Apashya Deva Devasya
sharire pandavastada.
Sarire Pandavasada Tata. Translation. At that time, Arjuna could see in the universal form of the Lord the unlimited expansions of the universe situated in one place, although divided into many, many thousands. Purport. The word there is very significant. It indicates that both Arjuna and Krishna were sitting on the chariot when Arjuna saw the universal form. Others on the battlefield could not see this form because Krishna gave the vision only to Arjuna. Arjuna could see in the body of Krishna many thousands of planets. As we learn from the Vedic scriptures, there are many universes and many planets. Some of them are made of earth, some are made of gold, some are made of jewels, some are very great, some are not so great, etc. Sitting on his chariot, Arjuna could see all these, but no one could understand what was going on between Arjuna and Krishna.
So this is another display of Krishna's inconceivable power. He's showing the universal form, and Arjuna is able to see it. Others on the battlefield are not able to see it. And of course, Arjuna can see, like, there are so many innumerable planets in this universe. And every planet is, because we have our experience that this planet is made of earth, so we think all the planets should be made of earth. But we hear there's some planets are made of gold. Like, here our ocean is made of salt water. Some planets, the ocean is of honey, some is of milk, some is of ghee, different things, different. And Arjuna is able to see everything at one time, in one place. In one place. Like, so imagine if we want to see America, we want to see Europe, Africa, Australia, we go to these different places. Here, Arjuna sitting on his chariot is seeing not only America, Australia, Europe, Africa in one place, but entire universe, all the different planets. Suppose we will go to the moon separately, sun separately, then to Mars separately. But here on his chariot, he can see everything. Inconceivable power of Krishna. Tatha sa Bhishma Yavishto.
Tata sa vismyavisto
Krishna Roma Dhananjaya.
Ishta Roma Dhananjaya
Vanamya Shirasa Devam.
Pranamya Sirasa Devam
Kritanjalir Abhashata.
Gitanjalir Abhasata. Translation. Then bewildered and astonished, his hair standing and on end, Arjuna bowed his head to offer obeisance and with folded hands began to pray to the Supreme Lord. Purport. Once the divine vision is revealed, the relationship between Krishna and Arjuna changes immediately. Before, Krishna and Arjuna had a relationship based on friendship, but here, after the revelation, Arjuna is offering obeisance with great respect and with folded hands. He is praying to Krishna. He is praising the universal form. Thus, Arjuna's relationship becomes one of wonder rather than friendship. Great devotees see Krishna as the reservoir of all relationships. In the scriptures, there are 12 basic kinds of relationship mentioned, and all of them are present in Krishna. It is said that he is the ocean of all the relationships exchanged between two living entities, between the gods or between the Supreme Lord and his devotee. Here, Arjuna was inspired by the relationship of wonder. And in that wonder, although he was by nature very sober, calm, and quiet, he became ecstatic. His hair stood up, and he began to offer his obeisances unto the Supreme Lord with folded hands. He was not, of course, afraid. He was affected by the wonders of the Supreme Lord. The immediate context is wonder. His natural loving friendship was overwhelmed by wonder, and thus he reacted in this way.
So, what is Krishna's Arjuna? What's the relationship between Krishna and Arjuna? What's their relation?
Arjuna considered
sorry.
Krishna as his friend.
Yeah, they are friends. As we have so many friends, so Krishna and Arjuna are friends. But now Arjuna is seeing the universal form of Krishna. Imagine if your friend showed you the universal form. Somebody that you're going out with, eating, joking, laughing, and who shows you everything, such a wonderful form. So what happens? This relationship is now affected with wonder. The wonder becomes more prominent right now. There are 5 primarily relationships, and there are 7 secondary relationship. The primary relationships with Krishna are like in neutrality, understanding that Krishna is God, neutral, just having like great respect. Then there is servitude, serving Krishna. Then there's friendship, being Krishna's friend. Parenthood, being like a mother, father, or a nurse to Krishna. And conjugal, being a lover. See, these are primary relationships. Then there are 7 secondary relationships, that the primary relationships are there, but then there are secondary relationships, which sometimes are seen in this 5 relationships. So, now we are seeing this wonder. Arjuna has become like, oh my God, my friend, he's so wonderful. Wonderful Krishna. Okay, reading on Arjuna Vacha.
Arjuna Uvacha
Pashyami devam stava deva dehe
Pasyami
Pashyami
devam tava
Devam
deva dehe
Tavadeva Dehe
sarvam stata bhuta vishesha sangha
sarvam
Sarvam Tatabhuta
tatabhuta
Vishesha
veda
Sangam
sangam
brahmanamisham kamalasanastham
Brahmanam
brahmanam
Visham
tasam
Kamala
kamalasana
Sanastam
sakam
rishimscha sarvan ugramscha divya
Rishesam
Vishnu
sarvam
Chatarvan Uragan
uragam sadhya
Divyan.
divyam. Translation. Arjuna said, My dear Lord Krishna, I see assembled in your body all the demigods and various other living entities. I see Brahma sitting on the lotus flower, as well as Lord Shiva and all the sages and divine serpents. Purport. Arjuna sees everything in the universe. Therefore, he sees Brahma, who is the first creature in the universe, and the celestial serpent upon which the Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu lies in, the lower region of the universe. This snake bed is called Vasuki. There are also other snakes known as Vasuki. Arjuna can see from the Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu up to the topmost part of the universe on the lotus flower planet where Brahma, the first creature of the universe reside. That means that from the beginning to the end, everything could be seen by Arjuna, who was sitting in one place on his chariot. This was possible by the grace of the Supreme Lord Krishna.
So the demigods, they're also coming from Krishna. That's how Arjuna is able to see. We can see the demigods are not independent of Krishna. They also come from Krishna, Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, all the great sages, everything, everyone. Krishna is seeing, Arjuna is able to see. The snake bed Vasuki, Anantashesh. The snake bed is called Vasuki. So Garbhodakshai Vishnu, he sleeps on the Garbha ocean. Inside the universe, there is this ocean called the Garbha ocean. Half of the universe is filled with that. And Lord Vishnu lies down on this ocean, on his snake bed. And from his navel comes a lotus flower. On this lotus flower sits Brahma. And Brahma is the first creature of the universe. The other living entities are not yet given their bodies. The souls are there just sleeping in the body of Garbhodakshai Vishnu. We still don't have our material bodies. The first created being is Brahma. It's described in more detail in Srimad Bhagavatam. So Arjuna can see everything in the universe, everything. right from the Garbhodaka ocean, that's the lower part of the universe. Then he's seeing the lotus flower up to the topmost where Brahmaji is, Brahmalok, which is the top of the universe. So, as we said, if we have to see one country to another, we have to go running from one to another. When we are seeing one country, we are not able to see another one. Well, maybe through television, like we could be sitting in America and by television see what's happening in Europe. But so something like that. So Arjuna is able to see everything in one place. Krishna is showing him his universal form. Aneka bahudara netram.
Aneka bahudara vaktara netram.
Pashyami tvam sarvatonantarupam.
Pashyami tvam sarvatonantarupam.
Nantam na madhyam na punastavadim.
Nantam na madhyam na punastavadim.
Pashyami Vishveshwara Vishwarupa.
Pashyami Vishveshwara Vishwarupa.
Translation. O Lord of the universe, O universal form, I see in your body many, many arms, bellies, mouths, and eyes expanded everywhere without limit. I see in you no end, no middle, and no beginning. Purport. Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead and is unlimited. Thus, though through him everything could be seen.
So Krishna is unlimited. Unlimited. Kiritinam Gadinam Chakrinam Cha.
Kirtinam Kadinam Chakrinam Cha.
Tejo Rashim Sarvatodiptimantam.
Tejo Rashim Sarvato Diptimantam.
Pashyami Tvam Durnirikshayam Samantat.
Pashyami Tvam Nirikshyam Samandat.
Diptanalarkadyutim Parameyam.
Dipanalakadyutim Aprameyam.
Translation. Your form is difficult to see because of its glaring effulgence, spreading on all sides, like blazing fire or the immeasurable radiance of the sun. Yet I see this glowing form everywhere, adorned with various crowns, clubs, and discs.
Glaring effulgence. Where is this glaring effulgence? The Brahma Jyoti. The Brahma Jyoti comes from Krishna's body, the Brahman. So Arjuna is able to see the glaring effulgence. And everywhere, eyes, ears, nose, everything belongs to Krishna. We think these things belong to us, And Krishna is showing him in the universal form. That's why Krishna is called Rishikesh, master of the senses. We think these eyes, ears, nose that we have been given belong to us. They belong to Krishna. Tvamaksharam paramam veditavyam.
Tvamaksharam paramam vedityavyam.
Tvamasya vishvasya param nidhana.
Tvamasya vishvasya param nidhanam.
Tvam avyayashasvata dharma gopta.
Tvam avyaya shashvata dharma gupta.
Sanatana purusho mato.
Sanatana svam purusho mato me.
Translation. You are the supreme primal objective. You are the ultimate resting place of all this universe. You are inexhaustible and you are the oldest. You are the maintainer of the eternal religion, the personality of Godhead. This is my opinion.
So Arjuna is accepting Krishna as the supreme personality of Godhead. He's accepting Krishna as the original, as the shelter, resting place of this universe. So who is the creator of the universe? Arjuna is saying, yes, you are the creator, because he's able to see, how Krishna is like somebody, we suppose of a manufacturer, manufacturer of Apple. Then we go to see the factory, see how they are manufacturing. Then we'll say, yes, 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 really the Apple products are manufactured in this Apple company, right? Because we are seeing the manufacturing process going on, how they're making the laptops or the mobile phones or whatever, the AirPods, whatever it may be. Then we will say, yeah, because we are seeing the factory, how the manufacturing. Yeah, similarly, Arjuna is seeing everything of the universe inside Krishna's form. So he's saying, yes, yes, Krishna, you are the creator of the universe. See, anadimadhyantamanantaviryam
Anadimadhyantam anantavidyam
anantabahom shashisuryanetram
anantobham shashituryanetram
pashyami tvam devtahutashavakram
pashyami tvam dibhutashavakram
swatejasa vishwamidam tapantam.
Jita vishvam idham tapantam.
Translation. You are without origin, middle or end. Your glory is unlimited. You have numberless arms, and the sun and moon are your eyes. I see you with blazing fire coming forth from your mouth, burning this entire universe by your own radiance. Purport. There is no limit to the extent of the six opulences of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Here and in many other places there is repetition, but according to the scriptures, repetition of the glories of Krishna is not a literary weakness. It is said that at a time of bewilderment of wonder or of great ecstasy, statements are repeated over and over. That is not a flaw.
So the six opulences of Krishna, six opulences of Bhagwan. Does anyone know? What are the six opulences? Well, they are knowledge,
Wealth,
beauty.
power,
Yes, yes.
renunciation,
I'm sorry.
renunciation,
Renunciation, that's right. Wealth,
fame,
strength, fame, renunciation, yes.
power,
Beauty and knowledge.
beauty, and
So
strength.
strength, yeah. And so Krishna has these opulences in full, unlimitedly. Nobody is equal to a Krishna. Krishna has unlimited beauty. We like to see beautiful things. We'll get attracted to see beautiful, beautiful things. So Krishna is the most beautiful. We like to see somebody we like to, we appreciate someone with knowledge. Krishna is the most knowledgeable. Or strength, we feel safe with someone who is strong, it's nice and strong. But Krishna is the strongest. So like that, Krishna has all the opulences in full. And so his opulences are being repeated. Prabhupada is helping us understand it's not that there is a there's a grammatical error or anything, or that there is fault in this kind of writing because of wonder. There's great ecstasy. You know, when we also, when a child is excited, how he'll keep on saying, he might repeat the same thing. And we also, when we get excited, we may repeat the same thing over and over again. You know, just to express. We want to express what we are feeling. So this is not a flaw. So Arjuna wants to express his wonder, the ecstasy is like, oh my God, like, you know, what am I seeing? So Arjuna is expressing again and again. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Any questions, comments? No? Then let's stop here for today. Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.